Alright, we are live. Let's see how many people get this notification here. Nice and live. Let's see if I'd shut off this light behind me. Ah, there we go. Hey, Graham Pepper, how you doing? Good to see you here, buddy. Oi, oi, oi. Today's been a busy day. So I'm going to let everybody kind of start funneling in here, and then I've got some good shop updates. Of course, that's probably spelt backwards for you all. So, hey there, Chester Glenn. Archie Develop, good to see ya. Russell Feller, I'm glad you liked the video. Well, I hope you liked the video. It's cool that you're doing that, so. Always early morning here. Good. Well, it's evening here in Ohio. It's about nightfall. 8 p.m. anyhow. Awesome. Bodie, good to see ya. I got your name right. Awesome to hear that you're building one of my power hammers today, Bodie. Not Bodie, sorry. Archie Development. I'm always late, Ryan Hildo. Yeah, me too. Hello from Australia. Well, hello from Ohio. Hey, you're very welcome, Billy. Oh, I'm. Oh. Good. Glad to hear that. So just to let you know, Mike G and Bodie, you guys are moderators. So if you see anybody using any real bad language or anything like that, or just kind of beating up on me, you can lay down the hammer on them. And boot them for me. Jessica made you moderators last live stream, so. Hey, Peter L. from Sweden. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, lay the wrench down on them. Pun intended. Hello from New Zealand. Well, let's see here. So we got 16 people so far. A lot of likes. That's good. People must like me. Or at least like my head. Looking at my face. My big mug. Oh. Wrench them out. I like that one, Graham. Oh, man. So, today's been a busy day in the shop. I just got out a big old 20-inch basin, baptismal basin. That was a big job. I spent about 6.5 hours at the buffer and polisher today. So, hey, John Wood, good to see you. You're not late at all. We're just starting. Let's see here. Wow, good questions. All starting up. Let's see here. Let's see here. How did I get into blacksmithing? My wife and just a general interest. She got me a forge, and that kind of started it. That's kind of a short response, but I'll get into some questions and answers here real soon. There are some mosquitoes out here tonight. Let's see here. Pardon me. Rounding hammer or ball peen? Not sure here. Still waiting on your Perlite Forge PDF, huh, Ryan? It's going to be a little bit. Sorry about that. Coal versus gas forge video. And thought it occurred to me. Rounding hammer or ball peen? That Wood Forges rant really talked about any ideal why. I hadn't seen that comment. I'll have to go back and look it up, so. How do you feel about railroad track anvils? For Sorry Anvil, they're decent. If it's what you can get to beat upon, then I would go with that. I wouldn't pay a ton of money for them. I would just save up for a good anvil if someone's asking too much for those. So, Yeah, you can hope to see a power hammer build here real soon. So that's going to be in part of my shop updates. Wait for everybody to show up so I can do that. So Peter L., yeah, I do stamp my work. Yeah, I didn't forget about your the sermon. Yep. Yeah, we got that. I have to take a look at it here. It's just been way crazy here lately. So 2-foot track for $35. That's not bad. I mean, that can do you pretty well. You can do a lot with it. Hey, Nikki Hughes, I'm glad you like the videos there, bud. I think from the thumbnail, I know that face. Oh. You're very welcome. No, I have not caught up on my time away. So, yeah, that kind of backlogged me, and then I've just been backlogged ever since, and that's, it's kind of a pain, so. Okay, Ryan Hildell. Yeah, just come back when you can. Jan Saris, thank you for that. Goodbye, Russell Feller. Oh. All right. 6 minutes in here. How many projects are left to catch up on? Right now, I think I've got about 15. That's not including everything I got planned for YouTube. So I kind of treat them both. I kind of treat one as a day job and one as a night job. So yeah, 700 megabytes. Yeah, they get quite long. My stamp, I did not make it myself, and it's just a little small cross is my touch mark that I use. I do plan on doing a touch mark video here in the future where I actually make a new one of those touch marks. Oh, thank you, Jan Saris. Yeah, the Etsy store, that's all mostly my wife's doing, with a little bit of critiques from here and there, but it went really well, so. Billy Strong, watch my Anvil dressing video. I've got it on the channel. You can check that one out for how I would dress it up. That should be helpful to you. You just search the channel for that. It should be in the in a playlist. You're very welcome. Yeah, and if anybody has any questions, you know, like a lot of questions. Hi, Dad. So that's my dad online here, Gary Adams. So good to see you, Dad. Oh. What I was going to say is if a lot of the questions that I get on a daily basis are from, I've done a lot of videos. So I think right now we're up to 257 videos on YouTube, like just real broad topic all the way across the board. So, hey, that's awesome, Sarah Mike. Awesome. Oh. Uh-oh, Dad. You popped up there. Now you're going to have to start saying hi to people. It's part of the chat. Got to get in there. Oh. Don't tell any of my dirty secrets. Oh. Now he's going to make me nervous. Oh. And my mom's here. God bless you, Mama. Oh. See, now you're nervous when your peers start showing up. You know, your parents. Yeah. Yeah, let's hear some dirty secrets. And not a whole lot on me, trust me. Oh. Oh. Hey, Steve Olin, good to see you here again, buddy. Yes, blacksmithing is my full-time job. It's what I do for a profession. Day and night. Oh. Hello, Rick Nolan from Ohio. Let's see some pictures, too. There you go. What did I do before? I used to take and do heating and air conditioning. And I did that for 8 years, I believe it was. I used to do, most of that was in residential installation, and then some of it was in commercial, light commercial work, and things like that. But that was that's what was my profession before I did blacksmithing. Finish a steel bike rustically. If you want it to have rust on it, I'm not sure here. Steel bike. What's your favorite way to finish Ben Tone's ass rustically? Old blacksmith finish. Old blacksmith finish for the most part. If it's a steel bike, I mean, if there's a patina there already, you might want to try a few scrap pieces first and try to match that patina. Oh, Jackson Kettler, good to see you, buddy. Hey, will do, Jansars. Thanks for stopping by. Hope. Okay. Some great questions. You haven't missed anything yet, Jackson Kettler. Ugh. Sorry. I'm all fumbled up. So, I'm going to do a little bit of a shop update here. So we got about 20 people on here. This is good enough. I can start from now, and then as more people file in, we can go over it again. So, first thing I want to address, merchandise. Our shirts are still on their way. Wife entered the credit card information the wrong way. Oh, hi, John's wife. But Jessica entered the information the wrong way or something. It didn't accept it, and that was like a week ago, so we thought we would already had shirts by now for this live stream. But obviously, you can tell I don't have a new shirt on, so we don't have that. But it should be available for next live stream. I should have the shirts, kind of what they look like, and then hopefully maybe that following Monday actually run the Teespring campaign. We're going to set up we're setting the quantity at 20 to get it going. The way Teespring works is that there's kind of like a minimum threshold that has to be reached before anybody gets any shirts. It's kind of weird, really, but you know, you think shirt's a shirt. But so as long as there's 20 people who have any interest in our shirts, then everybody that has that will get a shirt. So I did not do an apprenticeship. Now, I did take a 2-week-long apprenticeship with Tom Latney up in Pepin, Wisconsin, and that was my longest apprenticeship there. Other than that, it's been mainly self-taught, weekend classes, and yeah, pretty much in a couple week-long classes out at Touchstone Center for Crafts. So. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a placebo there, Steve Olin. That shirt may make you a better smith, but I don't want to give you any false hopes. Right now, the cost of the shirts are looking like they're going to be right around 18 bucks. So, and I'm not sure whether that'll be with shipping or not. I don't know what it'll be to your location. I think Jessica, when she looked at it, shipping is like between $4 and it's between like $4 and $8 or something like that. So we tried to make sure it's as cheap as possible. Once again, it's not like we're going to get rich on these. We're just trying to take and get them out for guys who wants to, have a shirt since we were asked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they ship anywhere in the world. You like polo shirts and wear them at the office. Okay. Yeah, these are going to be kind of like... they're going to be a graphic tee. They're going to be a tagless tee, is I think what they are. It should be cotton. It should be a cotton shirt, just kind of a standard cotton shirt. It's not like an exercise shirt. So you should be able to wear it while you forge. Yeah, that could be cool. A baseball cap as well. Well, that'd be cool, Steve Olin. I'd appreciate that anyways. Oh, so that's it on the T-shirt so far. Hopefully, in the next live stream, I'd be able to have them. And since I've had about 3 people think about a baseball cap, we may try to offer that as well. We'll see how it goes. So let's see here. I'll ask one for gas usage. Well, that's a nice, well, that seems like it doesn't work too bad there for the burner. Yes, I have made, well, you know, I do make my own hammers. Messing with my hair there. I do make my own hammers for my own purposes. I'm not really set up to actually manufacture them and do like Daniel Moss has done or Alex Steele or anything like that, and actually manufacture hammers for other people. So it just take me way too long, and probably what I would have to charge for them wouldn't be very copacetic to the blacksmithing community there. So let's see here. This upcoming week, here's another shop update for everybody who's just funneling in. This upcoming week is going to be a burner. I'm going to be releasing a forced air burner, another design on that. And then, let's see here, I'll answer another question. Do I do commissioned work? I do large pieces commissioned work. I don't do small pieces commissioned work. And tongs are the same way. I'm not really set up to manufacture those things in bulk. And I'm not really a repetitive kind of guy. I like doing custom one-off stuff. Use your blades? Yeah, I'll check out your channel. I'll give that a shot. I'll let you know what I think. No shortage of my opinions, I swear. Oh. 10-4. Oh, 10-4. Gotcha. That terminology. Anyway, so let's see here. The next item on the list, as far as shop updates, we have what is called an Amazon influencer page. No, I hate blades. Graham. Somebody's always going to trip me up on that. Oh, I like using them. I find guys that make them are great, but nope, I don't like doing blades. I even talked to Jess about doing like a fork, spoon, and knife set, and then she's like, yeah, but then they're going to bust your chops about blades. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, maybe I'll just buy one from Walmart for that part. I'll just buy a butter knife from Walmart and put it in the set. Oh. Next demo, Dad. Well, you ought to know this. It's going to be most likely up at Quad State. So, like I was saying, I'll get back on track here. One of the next things I was going to go over is, for those who don't know, we have an Amazon influencer page. And so a lot of the links that you guys see like down in the descriptions and stuff, those are affiliate links. So what that is that's another great way that you guys can support a channel, or any channel that puts links in descriptions like that. Those are usually affiliate links. And what they do is you know, you get like a little tiny percentage if somebody buys something. You know, if they found that item useful, you get kind of a small percentage of whatever the sale was for driving the traffic essentially to Amazon or eBay or wherever. There are several different affiliate things, but we have what they call an Amazon influencer page, and it's a really great page, and it'll be a resource to everybody. That everything that I do, like my welding gear, any gear that I use, the tools that I find helpful and I recommend, can all be on one page, and they're all assembled in one area for you, so you can check it out. The web address to that is www.amazon.com/shop/Christ-Centered Ironworks, all one word. So yeah, railroad spikes. Yeah, and knives. Yeah. Billy Strong. Yeah, I like this channel for that reason too. Oh. How do I properly mount an anvil on a stump? Best way to do that is if you can do lag bolts, you know, and be able to, like, real long lag bolts and brackets. That's the best way to do it. So, that would be cool. Make a sword with scriptures on it. Make the whole suit of armor. That would work. Ah, there we go. Another good question. That's right on point. AR Polar Products. Let's see here. That was going to be one of those. So by the next live stream, I should have a P.O. box set up to where people can send me stuff. You had some, Steve-O, you had some guys busting your chops about posting blog links on Facebook. Huh. Well, anytime you post anything, there's always going to be a hater out there somewhere. Don't believe me, you can look at my channel. But I do keep them blocked and cleaned up pretty quick. That's cool. See here. In some videos, you also put out metric measures. Very nice for us European. Yeah, I hope to do that a lot better. I'm working on my metric out there. Oh. Yeah, Amazon links, sometimes, like I said, they'll do that if you put any links in things. People flag it as spam or spamming, even if it is relevant. But, yeah, the influencer page, it's there for, people to, hopefully be able to find anything that they need that I've mentioned in videos, or you're like, well, what was that one thing he was talking about? You can go to the influencer page and you can see that. After this live stream's over, I'll probably, when Jessica does the editing on it, I'll try to have her put that kind of in the description box of this video when YouTube processes it. So yeah, P.O. Box by next live stream, I should have one, and I'll be able to put up a P.O. Box number where you guys can get a hold of me, mail whatever you want to mail, and that way, the hate mail can go there too, and everything can go there, and, we can sort out what we want and don't want, and that'll work great that way. Let's see here. One other thing that's coming up here very soon, Jessica is working and putting the final touches on the newsletter over at our website, and our website is www.blacksmithpdfs.com. And over there, we do a giveaway once a month for anybody who's subscribed to our newsletter. And, it's a great way to take and get your hands on some stuff. What we're going to be giving away this time is the blacksmith gauge that I made in another video. We're actually going to be giving that away in the next newsletter. And we'll be announcing the winner there. So we just draw names at random, and whoever wins it, they get 48 hours to contact us back and let us know. Is it normal for hammers to wear down after a lot of hammering? I mean, you've got to do a lot of hammering to wear them down, unless they're not made out of very good quality steel or they haven't been hardened and tempered right. They'll wear out really quick. So, cool, we got some people already going over the newsletter. That's awesome. When is the newsletter? I don't know. We usually try to release it by the end of the month. By the end of the month or the first of the following month, we try to release the newsletter. Jessica can correct me if I'm wrong on that later on. But, yeah, just go over there, and the newsletter, it goes out to your inbox, to your email. We do not spam people's emails. We hate that. Absolutely hate that when people spam our email inbox. We have so much. We have so many emails already, so when people spam our inboxes, it's just really annoying. So, are you drinking? You're getting fuzzy. Hopefully you're talking about the beard. No, I ain't drinking, so. Awesome. Ben Toombs, you might be the one drinking. I don't know. It could be. It looks like I got good stuff, so. No, I do not use an email autoresponder. Oh, we respond to every last one, which is kind of some of the problems why I'm doing the live Q&As with people. So this way I can hopefully catch up on questions the best that I can. Because when you have 257 videos and they all get 3 or 4 questions a day or comments. Makes it very hard to keep up with that and actually be a blacksmith and do other stuff. So, well, I'm glad that, Cameron. I'm glad you've learned, buddy. That is what I am on YouTube for. It is a bit fuzzy. Is it the light? Let's see here. Does that help any if I adjust? It does look kind of granulated, don't it? Here, let me try to turn a light here. Does that help or hurt? Put a little more light on the subject. Hopefully that'll cut it out. Okay, well, hopefully it's not too bad. Another blacksmithing video. That's funny. Well, we do post a lot, so we post twice a day, usually. Well, I'm glad you watch my videos a lot there, Cheshire Grin. Sometimes, Billy Strong, I feel like I'm in Louisiana, but no, I'll stay in Ohio. It's not that bad, 7 or 8 mosquito bites here and there for the people I know and love on YouTube. That's not a bad deal. Although if there's 15 mosquitoes out here, then I'm gonna have to go. Herb Page, yes, I have done quite a few historical things. Not specifically working on them, but I have done some different reproductions work with Tom Latney, and I also just recently did some for a museum, for the Bible Museum that's opening up in Washington, D.C. I just did some work for that. No skeeters here, just smoke and forest fires, guys. You must be in Washington State or somewhere around there. Yeah, I've been to North Carolina before. Louisiana's the mosquito capital of the world. I don't know about that. I had a place up in northern Minnesota, and that place was bad, so. Montana, okay. I don't have a TV, so I don't get the news a whole lot. The news that I get is, whatever they do on YouTube here and there, so. Been north to Indiana? Yep. Been there before. Florida is the mosquito capital. I can believe that. I forged against your better judgment. Oh, you did a railroad spike knife. Well, congratulations. Now you know the pain. Yeah, I imagine Saskatchewan is pretty bad for mosquitoes. Valley Steam Club. Ever seen? No, I've never seen that. Mangold 12. Well, that's awesome, G-Long. I'm glad you do that. Fun as crap. I bet, Bodie. They are a lot of fun. That's why I don't do them. I don't do blades. Oh. Let's see here. So, boom, got another one. See, there we go. We're eliminating one at a time. Oh. Locomotive. Nope. I haven't frequented a lot of locomotives. I've heard some of the train yards have some pretty neat forging setups. How do I deal? So here's a good one from Digger Blades. So it said, a shop apron I made, one guy kept messaging, calling me a liar, insisting I bought it. How do you deal with these people? If you got the possibility, block them or flag them or report them as spam. Otherwise, don't give much mental space to them. They'll just suck your life away. They're just a troll. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. Anytime you post something good, there's bound to be somebody who's going to take away from it. Paul's garage. Good to see you here, bud. Yeah. In Wisconsin, you saw a cloud of mosquitoes. I know what that's like up in Minnesota. You made enough blades for 2 of us. Well, good. You can keep that. Well, that sucks that there's bad fires going on out there. Oh. Jackson Kettler, keep your nose up, buddy. Just kind of look right down at it and just laugh, because you're going to be so much further along. You know, don't worry about the giggly little guys in school that think that they know something, because they end up not doing anything in life. They'll still be the trolls later on. I'm going to give Paul's Garage a shout out again on this live stream. I just love this dude's sense of humor. I hope we get to meet each other in person one day. You know, he's just funny. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, you should. He does a lot of funny skit stuff. His humor's, I really find invigorating. I like it. So, yeah, that would be awesome. I'm not sure where you live at, Paul, but, you know, maybe we'll get together on something. Maybe you'll be at Quad State this year. That would be good. You're in Wisconsin. Okay, well, maybe next time I come up and visit Tom and Kitty Latney, I'll come visit you. Oh, they laugh at your burn marks, huh? It's quite funny. Yeah? Well, you could always make up some really cool stories about them. No, I enjoy watching knife forging videos. I don't mind other guys making them. I just don't like to make them. Dang, it's popping in here now. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's 38 with 25 likes. That's awesome. Billy Strong, yes. I've done a couple videos now on controlling a forge fire. All you got to do is search on the channel for those, and you should be able to find them there. You do not have to be a member to go to SOFA events. Usually, like on their regular meeting days and things like that, you don't have to be a SOFA member. But you know, I mean, it's only $20 a year for a membership, and then that gains you access to be able to use some of their all their tooling and things like that. Do you have to like to keep watching? No. I mean, you could give it a... I don't know if it gives you an option for a thumbs down, but I don't think we've ever had a thumbs down. Maybe by people I booted, but I wouldn't boot you, Steve Olin. I'd keep you around for a little while. Oh. Can you forge over a wood fire if you get a good draft going? Right? Yes, you can. You can forge over a wood fire. In fact, Tom Latney, he forges a lot in green wood, and then he uses charcoal for when he really needs the heat. And then, you know, but you can't get a real good hot fire, so that's one problem. So, John Wood Bodie's channel is BTB Presents. Nope, there's no restriction on coal forges in the summer here. We don't get that dry here in Ohio. There's no restrictions. I remember when I lived out in Colorado Springs, there was a lot of fire restrictions out there, so probably that's a thing in the western half of the United States maybe that guys have to deal with, but the eastern side, stuff stays moist around here enough that you don't have to worry about that. So you can. I got lots of wood, but not much gas for heating. Yeah, you can with wood. You can always do all sorts of stuff. Elijah Welch, I am in New Lebanon, Ohio. Oh, yeah, good leaf blower. That'll whoop it up there. mainly burn the green wood down to embers, and embers are essentially charcoal, and if you burn it down to that, then you'll be able to get a decent heat on stuff. You're probably going to heat yourself as well. You're welcome, John Wood. Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, and there's only about another 45 minutes north to Sofa. Yeah, that's a good way to keep a fire going. Yep, I've heard of Henry Wright anvils. They're not too common in Ohio, except at Quad State, whenever Quad State comes up. So, let me get one other thing here on my list of things to do. Power hammer build. It's looking like towards the end of Quad State. I was hoping for the middle of the month, but I've been tied up with so many things that just, it's really, man, it just really grinds my gears. It takes a lot of work to film this thing, so it's going to be a while for that, but I mean, it's going to be towards the end of this month. So I'm looking around September 27th or 30th that you should be able to see the power hammer videos, the build for that coming out. What would I recommend for a beginner looking for a press? I would look for maybe like a log splitter and then change out the dies. That seems to be a great way of doing it. It's noisy as all heck, but I would do something like that. Building your own press is quite dangerous. You have to take in. You just have to be very careful, very careful. Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments while I'm trying to put my thoughts together. Steve Olin, you asked a full-size power hammer. It is going to be a large beam helve hammer. It's going to be a wooden helve hammer. So this way, just about anybody can build that in their garage. There will be an emphasis on minimum fabrication. There will have to be some fabrication involved. But it should be great, so... what do I set my profit margins at? Boiler Room asked. That is a good question. So I'm not a very technical person when it comes to that math and things. Don't let it fool you. I am a very smart business person, but as far as looking at margins and things like that, I do not really look at those. I have an ideal in my head what I need to take and make out of a job in order for it to make sense. And that right now I'm going off mainly on experience. Yeah, and check out the video Rule of 33. Yeah, that's a good one. And so that's kind of like, I've been chastised before about the Rule of 33 video, like it's too in general, and what about all these other avenues and these problems that can come up, and taxes and this and that, what have you. I don't really focus on that when I'm trying to take and give a customer an answer on what something needs to be. You can pretty much, don't second guess yourself. If you think that it's going to take you 20 hours to do something and you need to make at least $10 an hour to do that something, then, 20 hours, $10 an hour, it's $200. I mean, it's going to be at least that just for your profit, and then you have to leave on top for materials and things like that. And so I use the Rule of 33 to kind of break it back the other way or do reverse math on stuff. So that's how I do that. See here. Ask how much, so how come my copper pans are so much? Well, the pricey, I'll touch on that, Mangala 12. So a lot of guys look at price as, man, that's expensive. And a lot of my work is very expensive. And it's because I'm looking for a certain kind of clientele. I've spent a lot of years working for $20 an item. I've spent a lot of years working for $5 an item. I've had months where I didn't get paid $2 an hour for the entire month. And then I realized the problem in the equation was me. It was my view of it. I always shot myself down when I came to the actual, pricing table, and I was not taking in effect my hours and how much time I've spent devoted to the craft, how many classes I've taken, how much tooling I have, and the stuff that breaks down and the things that wear out, and my body, my joints and things like that. And I wasn't taking any of that into consideration or effect, or how much time I spend on tooling or the lights or the light bill or the internet, or the hour and a half of communication you have with the customer prior, the things like that. Yes, copper is pricey. I find it for a pretty good deal, copper myself. And copper, you're right, Paul's Garage. It is a skill set as well. Do you add costs for fuels or just time and materials? I pretty much add a shop cost. So my shop rate is $95 an hour. That's the shop rate of the entire shop. And that's for anything that I have as a standardized item. Some of that stuff I'm meeting $95 an hour, some of it's less, some of it's a little more than $95 an hour, and that's just based upon experience with that item, how long it takes me in my shop to take and get it done. So that's how I figure out my pricing on that. I could make a copper pot. Not interested. It's a lot of work to raise those sides up unless you have a spinner. So, yeah, that covers my time and shop expense in general. $95 an hour does. Yeah, and it's going to stay pretty expensive because ultimately there's one of me and they're buying my life. They're buying my life work. They're buying what's in these hands. They're buying the 5,000 hammer blows that it took to take and make those things. So, that's just how it is. And as I've said before, guys look around, guys look around at tooling and they say, good God, that's a lot of, that's a lot of cost in that tooling. Or, oh man, that's a $1,200 anvil. I can't afford that. If you're making $5 items, it's going to be a lot of $5 items that you have to make, a lot of hours to buy that $1,200 anvil. If you're making $300 items for people who find the value in that, and you are providing enough value for that $300, then that is a great way of you providing yourself within 4 items to get that $1,200 anvil that you're needing to do better work, to do better jobs, and to provide even more value for the customers. Yeah, you can, Ben Tunes, you can make a swedge block by welding a bunch of different shapes of steel together. Definitely. Yeah, some shops, everybody has to make up what works for them. There is no right way or wrong way to do the pricing thing. Oh, you didn't insult me. It's just it's just a thing that a lot of guys have to get over this hurdle. It's very hard for people to charge what you're worth. I mean, you're worth something. You guys are worth something out there. You guys work hard all day. Some of you guys come home at night. You're sacrificing time with your wife and kids to try to pursue something for yourselves. You have to take in, you have to get paid accordingly to that. Yeah, and people are asking stupid prices for anvils. And, the funny thing about the stupid prices for anvils, I always found it funny because it's really, blacksmithing, we're such a small niche of people. And we're just doing it to each other because then, one old dude gives it to another old dude for a ridiculous price. Then that old dude dies. And then this old dude has, I have 18 anvils. And then he dies, and then it gets auctioned off for ridiculous prices to another old dude who can afford it. And so it just keeps this cycle going, and it's pretty pointless. So your rock music is pretty heavy like an anvil, huh? That's funny. Oh. A rounded pipe hammer make a good alternative for rawhide mallet. I'm not sure what a pipe hammer is. You'll have to be a little more specific on what a pipe hammer is. I'm not sure what that is. I like rawhide mallets. If you got like a wooden hammer, that can work too. Oh. As far as, let's see here, let me just get here. Dylan Holderman, yeah, you can use mild steel block for a beginner's anvil. Just as long as you have a big enough block of it to give you some mass. Other than that, I mean, the surface is going to get kind of chewed up, but you can always grind that off and continue forging. Yeah, the 200 for a small pan is already like, yeah. Well, yeah, and that's another thing. I'm actually getting out of, on frying skillets in general, I'm actually getting out of them completely. So I'm pulling them down from all my websites. There's some legal things in the back end that I can't say on camera that end up part of my thinking and in my processing that I'm having problems with. But anyway, so I'm pulling those all down offline. I'm not making a big enough profit on them in comparison to copper work and the other things that I want to be doing. God's told me pretty much that I need to be getting into what I need to be making for a living, which is sculptural work. And it's time for me to move on to bigger stuff. Yeah. Yep, decoration anvils. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those when I was first getting going, so. The top 5 small projects for a beginner to start with. I would start with a nail, then I would progress to a hook, and then I would move on to maybe like a fire poker. All those require drawing out. You know, a simple fire poker, and then I would maybe do like a coal rake or something of that nature, or ash rake, because they include bending. You know, you can do some twisting with them, flattening, and things like that. What is the largest project I have done? That one's a hard one to take and put my finger on. I've done a lot. I've done one, went all the way to Australia. It was a piece that had 32 copper bowls on it and a stand and 2 bases and 2 different tops. That's probably the biggest job I say I've done as far as amount of work. So here, I'm trying to look back here, trying to put tree bark on texture on some round pipe for railing. Any advice on how to do that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't work with it a whole lot. I would use a lightweight hammer, probably, of some sort, and use it sparingly. You don't want to kink or, you know, you don't want to use a big thumping hammer to take and flatten your pipe out. So a light hammer with a sharp peen is probably what I would do. Steve, you built the Eiffel Tower. Was it this tall, buddy? Yeah, Brian Neely, that's a good one. Yeah, Chandler was working on his tree rail project. That's a good mention there. Yeah, veining hammer from a ball peen. That's a great one, Fairfin. Hey, and thanks for being here, by the way. I didn't get to say hi earlier. Yep, I know what you mean. Let's see here. Wow, 43 people. This is great, guys. So, cheers to you. I do not put a lot of emphasis in the heat treating of my stuff. I am not a... I find that a tool is meant to get you where you need to be, and so therefore that tool can be as elaborate or as pretty as you want, like a Ferrari, or it can be as ugly as like my Jeep. and it just gets you from point A to point B. And, and it does that. As far as the getting into the grain structure and the characteristics and just trying to diagnose the universe here and plot the next, solar eclipse and aligning stuff to true north and doing all these little weird things. I think that is a lot of kind of things that come in from the knife making side of stuff, because you guys have to get your stuff very specific and legit. But as far as tooling, you need tooling to be tough. You need it to be tough. You don't need it to be hard unless it is a cold cutting implement, and in which case it's not that hard to make something very hard. It's always harder to make a tool tough, so this way it doesn't deform under a lot of hammering. A lot of my hardy tools that are not meant to cut things off are all mild steel for the most part. I don't invest the time into it, and if I do anything, it'll be like 1045 as a mid-grade, a medium carbon steel that I'll use. And then I actually got a video that I'm going to do on that. It's a very simple quenching technique, and it does a really great job with 1045. Can you harden mild steel at all? As far as I know, the only thing you can do is case harden it. And now you can get what is kind of like a fake hardness that I've seen guys do, where you heat the steel up to almost a welding heat, like a mild steel, and then quench it into a bucket of water, and essentially it locks in large grain growth, and then it'll snap off and give the appearance like it's a higher carbon steel, but it's not truly hardenable. Yeah, I mean, to have the metallurgy, that's a great way if you want to study metallurgy books all the time. I used to take and do most of my reading when I was on the commode. I just put that one out there. Good way to get your thoughts there. I break out a book and try to read a few chapters. It's the only quiet room in my house since I have 3 kids. And so I used to try to do this, and once I literally fell asleep on the commode trying to read a metallurgy book. I just ride out. So you guys can tell that one on me. I told it on myself. I just couldn't stand it. I didn't care. I did not care that much. So I don't think the old smiths cared as well either. The only thing that I believe with metallurgy that goes into it is if you need to diagnose what keeps happening repeatedly to you. So if you keep breaking something, or something keeps cracking or something like that, and it can't be diagnosed with simply changing your quenchant or changing your method of work or something like that, then it's good to know your stuff when it comes to metallurgy. I've been there before, Paul, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, college textbooks, I imagine those can get quite dull. Yeah, as far as metallurgy things go, I'm more interested in shaping material and getting artistic and organic forms out and getting clients happy. And so it is very rarely that I delve into the metallurgical side of things. And if I have a real problem, I mean, there's such a great community of blacksmiths out there with tons of people willing to give you knowledge on, everything you're doing wrong. So all I have to do is make a video. I'm pretty sure I'll gain as much knowledge as I need to know within about 10 minutes flat. Just keep posting like, oh, my tool broke. Do like that. And I guarantee you I'd have at least 100 people in the comments telling me what I did wrong. Yeah, I could make stakes for glass vessels. Yep. They're actually a fairly easy thing to do. Steve Harmer, yes you can. That will work. Yep, that is awesome. Knowledge is very powerful. You're very right on that. It's a good thing to take and have on hand. did you mean by the steam hammer when I first asked about power hammers? Let's see here. What did I mean about the steam hammer? You'll have to ask that one again. Mangala, sorry. Any pointers? Yeah, just preheat. Make sure you preheat both pieces before you weld them. That'd be a good thing. So, yes, there is a hole in the wall. It's all steel, so there's no clearance issues there with wood. It doesn't go through wood. That's a steel siding, though. Yes, I would love to make a steam hammer someday. That is something that I would love to do. Of course, I've got to consult some other people on the liability issues of doing that and showing people how. One of those sort of things. Just because steam, there's certain ordinances here in America, or at least in the eastern half of the United States, there's regulations on steam. And you got to have special permits and licenses, I believe. If I do a steam hammer, it'll be a big one. It'll be a fairly big cylinder. Most steam hammers were, so yeah, boiler certifications. You're probably exactly right, and I don't have those, so I have to do some research on that. How big is my shop? My shop is a 12 by 24 foot building. Hey, God bless you, Jackson Kettler. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. We'll catch you on the next live stream. I get my coal from Southern Ohio Forge and Anvil. It's Blacksmith Club, about 45 minutes away. What question did you ask there, Bodie? I didn't see you, pal. You must have went right by. Well, it'd be cool, pipe fitters. I might have to look into that when I'm ready to go that way. I'll be calling you up there. Hey, that's alright, Steve Olin. Everybody can be that way. Can a press be used in place of a power hammer? No, not for everything. So, any tips on tooling storage like punches and chisels? In a lot of my videos you'll see on my back wall, I'll answer you in a second, Boiler Room. I'm going to answer this one real quick from Bodie. Tooling storage. I have a board and it has holes drilled in it, and that's how I put all my little tools that way. To answer the question about presses and power hammers, I actually did a whole comparison video series on that, and I suggest you check those out. Now, first, it depends on the type of work that you're doing. Sometimes a press is the perfect answer. It's the perfect answer for you and what type of work you need to do. Presses tend to like heavy material. They love heavy material. They hate small stuff. Small stuff, they like to suck all that out there. So, hey, you're very welcome, Mango 12. Oh. Hey, you're welcome, Steve Olin. So, but yeah, so presses, they suck. They just seem to just suck the heat right out of small material. But then you put a large billet underneath it, and I mean, it just squishes it around like it's clay and Play-Doh, and it's fun. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with a press if you have all the tooling you need. Same thing, there's a lot of things you can do with a power hammer if you have all the tooling you need. I see them both as great tools. I believe everybody should have at least one of each if you can afford that and if you can make that happen in your life. If you had to pick one or the other, you'd have to say what type of work you're planning on doing, and then I could give you a recommendation there. The Lord be with you as well. And you're very welcome for my time. Yeah, eye holes and axe heads. Yep, that can be good. When you're doing those, I'll get into the metallurgy side of thing. You'll definitely want an air hardening tool steel if you're going to use a press to punch eye holes and axe heads and things like that. Because presses are generally fairly slow. I mean, they can be quick. But, you know, you definitely want to build the correct shape tooling for that. As where a power hammer has more of a pop, and you can pop the bit back out of the material. Yeah, I've seen Liam Hoffman. He uses his a lot. I believe he uses a press a lot more than he would a power hammer just because of the space constraints that he's in. I wouldn't be surprised to see Liam in a later day end up getting a power hammer, though. He's set up well, though, for the presses. And you can see that he uses a lot of tooling. What steel is air hardened? That is like H13 is the biggest one I know. I want to say S7. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a metal guy. I can take in... I actually got my Grandpa Blessing, my late Grandpa Blessing's book. He has some metallurgy, and it has like a slide chart that tells what the different tool steels are. I might bring that up and show that to you all maybe on the next live stream. That would be a good one. Just hardens when cools, but I'm new, man. Yeah, it might be a... Yeah, D2. Thank you for that. Yeah, if any of you guys in the comment section know a lot more about air hardening stuff than I do, please, by all means, put it up there. Steve Olin, mine won't be similar. His is an overhead design. This one's going to be a beam or a helve style hammer. It will be a lot like my little revisited Da Vinci cam hammer style. If you haven't checked that video out, you can look on the page for this. Look on the website for that. Well, look on the page, and you should be able to see that one. But it's actually going to have, yeah, it's actually going to have a lot longer beam. I'm thinking it's going to be about 5 foot long. Yeah. I have brain farts too, so. Any schools that teach blacksmithing as a resource? Yes, there's a lot. There's Penland, there's John C. Campbell Folk School. There is my favorite, Touchstone Center for Crafts in Pennsylvania. I would recommend those. Great places. I've been to John C. Campbell Folk School, and I have been to Touchstone a lot. I've been there 6 times in a row. I love Touchstone. They're a personal favorite of mine. Well, good to know you, 17-year-old carpenter, Elijah Welch. Hey, that's okay. You'll pick it up as you go. And check out my 5 top picks for beginning blacksmithing books to look up. Hey, Tim, good to see you, buddy. Yes, all is well. It's been kind of stressful here lately, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, I'm in good health, and the wife and kids are happy, so that's all that matters to me. Steve Olin, you're a trip. Well, you're very welcome, Dan Rosewood. Hopefully I saved you some time. Yep, that's correct, Fairfin. Or Finafin. Sorry. I keep pronouncing your name wrong. Let's see here. Any more comments here? I'm trying to pull it up here. That is cool. I'm glad that they can hear so many guys here on the channel and so many YouTubers. Anybody who hasn't seen Big Dog Forge's channel, you guys definitely need to go check him out. He does a lot of really awesome stuff over there. Let's see here. Oh, Michael Conley asks, are there any in Ohio? No, that I teach at SOFA. That's at the fairgrounds in Troy, Ohio. And I teach there. I'm going to be doing like 4 different classes there this year throughout the winter. And then there's always something going on for workshops. Nothing long term. Nothing like, week-long classes. They're always like weekend things, kind of like one-day type deals. So I hope that answered the question. So I need to plug in the power here. It doesn't cost anything to get you into Sofa. All you have to do Roy's Thunder. No one can steal Roy's Thunder. What are you talking about? Big Dog just takes it. Tim just takes and adds to it. Yep, just start binge watching. That's a good way of doing it for sure. Okay, let's hear. Yeah, Troy, Ohio. Let's hear. Yeah, so if you want to join SOFA, you can go to sofablacksmiths.org. They have the membership there and fees and what it all entails and things like that. It's only $20 a year. That's like low cost, and you can take and help and stuff. So I'm glad you're keeping the faith there, brother. So glad to hear that. Yeah, I don't know if Colin Furs would ever come to a little channel like mine. But I like watching his channel, though. He's pretty awesome. Real question here. What you do about a girl that likes you but acts like she don't? Be the first one to make contact, pal. That's pretty much it. Go right up to her and tell her what you think. If she don't like you, walk right on. Don't even think about her. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. Oh, you came to Alex Steele's. Well, that's cool. Alex Steele's got that, has got that celebrity vibe, though. I'm kind of just a teacher. Right on, Bodie. You'll be right back. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Get to it. Yep, counseling advice now. I'm here for everything. I'm here for everything. On the vanity stamp. Well, that's kind of a loaded question. I don't believe it's vanity. Touch marks have been around for a long time. I think they're a great way for an artist to sign their work. I personally like my touch mark. It's representative of what I do. I put a little small cross on everything that I send out. It's just my way of signing my work. And some guys never sign their work, and that's perfectly okay. I don't think it's a thing of vanity. I know there's some people, they've got big touch marks like crazy, and I just think that detracts from the overall piece. So my thoughts on touch marks are make them as small as you can, to where you're signing your work, but it is not impeding the beauty of what you just made. Oh. Alex Steele calls it a vanity stamp. Yeah, I guess it could be. You call it whatever you like. Touch mark's a touch mark. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into, I guess I'm more moderate than some people. I don't go one way or the other, real strongly. Yep, I love Jesus while I'm doing it. Absolutely right, Elijah. Well, and I'm glad I'm one of your favorite YouTube channels. Hey, we'll see you next time, Paul's Garage. I want to try to catch up with you on the back end too. I got a few things I maybe want to send your way. Hint, hint. Yeah, a 1/4 inch in size. I think that's how big mine is as well. It might be 1/8 inch, so. That's awesome, Elijah Welch. Sounds good, Paul. Good luck, buddy. You have a great night. Oh. Yeah, and as far as, yeah, signs your work, it does take responsibility. And I know when I put that little cross on there, when people come to my business and they're expecting Christian values, that's what they're going to get from me. Whether I'm having a bad day or not, I'm going to try to make sure that I'm a good representative of that. I'm not always. You know, I'm a human being, so I'm not perfect. I fail, I screw up, but you know what? I do my best that way, and I make sure I do it my best. So 2:12 a.m. there. Thank you so much for watching me that long. You're very welcome. God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next video. Yeah, you do accumulate a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's hard to have good ethics. It really is. You know, there's been times that I've wondered, I've just like, good man, it seems like it would be so much easier. Sorry, you got me off the thing. Bodie, you're funny. You got scared and ran away. Well, that ain't no way to get it done, buddy. Oh. Yeah, good ethics is hard to do. There's a lot of times that I feel like, man, I should just, you know, I should just go crooked on this thing, and I just can't. You know, I just can't do that, and that's why I put that measure of accountability in my company. So it doesn't matter what Roy wants. It matters how Christ would want me to treat the customer. And that's what matters most to Roy. Even on my hard days. Wow. Pouring rain there in Arizona. That's an odd one. That might be a new nickname for me. The Evangelical Blacksmith. That's a great one, Tim. Maybe that one will stick. Until I screw something up. Yeah, I do try. You know, I think there's a fine line there, and you know, like I have a lot of respect for people who aren't Christians, obviously, and of all sorts of faiths and types and things like that. And so I don't try to cram nothing down, but I'm not going to be afraid of being who I am. So, you know, if anybody's got questions, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, there are a lot of jaded smiths out there. That does happen. You know, I haven't met too many personally. I think blacksmiths in general are generally really good people. I mean, they're really good guys. A lot of guys have a lot of morals and ethics. No matter if you know, looking online might scare you off sometimes, but. Yeah, you don't want anybody slamming anything down your throat. That's just a bad for business, so. Michael Conley, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I hope to see you at SOFA soon. That would be great. Yep, have no clue where Dad ran off to. Televangelists. That's funny. You know, yeah, blacksmithing can be very alleviating. There are some times, I kid you not, when I have so much anger I can't stand, You know, you would laugh. You would think I was a darn fool if you walked by the shop. I just throw stuff. I'm banging away at things. They don't look like anything. They go to the bottom of the bay, and you know, it's very alleviating. And then I go to the other side where it calms and it's smooth, and you know, I just enjoy the process. So it can definitely be that way. So, Dad, you're hiding in your corner with guns. Oh man. I should have never gave my parents my YouTube channel. When you make something specific for someone, do you ask for half the money down? Yes, I do. And it's a good thing for you to do. I don't know of any decent ones in the Southwest, sorry. Yeah. Woo-wee. YouTube evangelist. There you go. That's another one. I'm a YouTube evangelist. Yeah, I don't make blades. I think that would make it worse. That would make it worse on me. Hammer for Christ. Amen. See here. Okay, got everybody. So, I think I'm answering everybody's questions quick enough. A Anvil Smith? That could work. Man, you guys are good. Very quick-witted folks on here. That's awesome. Man, you know what? I tell you what. One of the best parts of my week is doing this right here. Getting to talk to you guys. That's a great thing. Well, I mean, I'm talking to my phone, you know, the little screen or whatever. But it is one of the best parts of my week. Getting to catch up with everybody, see how you guys are doing. I like this. I'm a talkative person. I like seeing the funny comments. I'm trying to do it every Friday at 8. Every Friday at 8. And I'm going to have to get some feedback on what times people like, you know, and maybe I can find a midway point so this way people aren't staying up super late. And then some people are, you know, maybe some people are, you know, not having to get out of bed too early to watch the videos. But right now it's at 8 because that's what's conducive for my schedule. So, hey, I'm glad Dan Rosewood that it's pointed you in the right direction. What month is my birthday? October 18th. Yeah, Anvil envy. Sometimes I look at my own anvil. I'm like, oh gosh, is that mine? Yeah, I love that thing. He's going to forge a sword first. I'm not even going to tell him. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either, Bodie. Let him forge the sword, buddy. Let him forge the sword. It'll be the best teacher for him. Wow, have it at 1 a.m. Yeah, I mean, that is getting quite late. Luckily, it's on a weekend, though, so I don't know. I may try to easy fix, just do 3 of them a day. I already do 2 videos a day. I think people would, like, turn me off. They get tired of seeing my face on their phones or wherever you guys are watching me at. Codwell Customs, I appreciate that. Yeah, 3 a day, lol. Yeah. Oh. I don't know, I'd try that for a little bit. It might drive you all crazy. Then you'll know what Jessica has to put up with. Me all day long. Where did I learn to make mokame? I learned mokame from my instructor, Wayne Apgar. And it wasn't really a formal class. And then pretty much I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and they're not very informative, surprisingly. There's not a lot of informative mokame videos out there, other than just doing it with coins and stuff. It welds up very similar to like a Damascus, but, you know, the temperature range is obviously a little less hot. To answer your question, Tim, I hope that answered it good enough, so... I don't hammer the copper bowls in a sandbag. I use a wooden block, like a wooden stump with a depression in it. I use steel swedge blocks. You like my copper work. Are you going to do more? Yeah, I do copper. I do copper all the time. There. And good to see you, by the way, Mr. William Tennens. You're very welcome, Tim. Hey, and thank you for being on my live stream this evening, too, as well. I greatly appreciate that. I'm doing good, Brandon Edwards. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're just tuning in. God bless you, Elijah Welch. Like a die out of wood? Yeah, so I made a video on a wooden swedge blocks, and I made another video on swedge blocks where I explained that pretty much in detail. You might want to look on the channel for those. Yeah, Tim over there at Big Dog Forge, he's got a great channel, and he deserves every last subscriber that he has over there, for sure. Real nice guy. I'm not just saying that because he's nice to me. He just is. That's the impression I get from his channel. Very genuine. Well, thank you. I'm glad you consider me a knowledgeable smith, Tim. I try to learn as much as I can. Always be learning. Oh. Do I watch Chandler Dickinson? Yes, I do. I watch him a lot. I don't think he posts enough, though. I think he needs to post a lot more. And if anybody knows him, just tells him Roy at Christ Center Ironworks says he needs to post more. Oh, I'd like to see him get. I like to see him get his life back on track there. Love to see. I love to see his videos. He needs to keep pumping those puppies out there. Yeah, Tim, I hope you're doing well and you're getting healed up there for sure. Hey, we'll see you next time. Did your blades? Nice to see you, Robert. Yeah, you know, blacksmithing, it's addicting. Gotta watch it. Yeah, Chandler's been in a bit of a rough patch. You know, I don't like to talk about other guys' finances and stuff, but I know he can pull it around. He just got to pick himself up by the bootstraps. You know, life's going to try to kick you where it hurts, and then you just have to say, "Up, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir," and just get on it again. So, that's what life's here for. We're all gently aging, or moderately aging, or severely aging, and we're all heading to our ultimate demise. And so, therefore, that's what life is there for. And so you have to fight and kick against the goads and go against it, and believe there's something better in life, and just, rock on, just go after it each and every day. You have to go after it each and every day. Robert, I'm glad you enjoy watching my videos. Yeah, you burnt yourself the first time. Yeah, well, that'll be a general occurrence that'll happen all the time to you there. I don't know how to pronounce your username, so I'm just going to call you Mr. X or Mrs. X. Yep, everything doesn't have to be about a knife. No. On my channel, I do all sorts of stuff. I generally don't let the kids come into the shop with me. My forge is pretty much a place of business, so I don't let a lot of stragglers in my shop. You know, people just want to stand around and just kind of meander. They kind of have to be here for a purpose, and if they're going to be around for very long, glasses, they have to have glasses and hearing protection on. And by the time you start breaking that stuff off, people are kind of like, okay, I'm kind of getting out of here. So, you know, but I treat it like a place of business, and all my kids are about Anvil height, you know, with their eyes. And so I got to wait for them to get a lot older yet. It's still too young for them to be in the shop. Every now and then they'll come out, but it's briefly. Yep, you're exactly right, Boiler Room. Yep, hammer is too heavy. Try swinging about a 2 pound. Oh. Will do, brother. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for stopping by. I look forward to your next video. And stay healthy out there. God bless you. Choke up on heavier hammers. I'll disagree with that one. I wouldn't swing that heavy a hammer. If you can't swing it like a carpenter's hammer, then it's too heavy of a hammer no matter what for you. That is my personal opinion on hammer. Now, I did a whole thing on hammer techniques, you know, and things like that. Yep, sometime it may be all that you have as well. And then in that case, you got to start shopping around. I agree with you on that, Boiler Room. I do not have plans on how I do animal heads. I did recommend a book. It's by Menagerie. In one of my last videos, it was on my top 5 blacksmithing books to take and go check out, and I would recommend that one. It kind of walks you through the whole process, and it's a pretty economic book. I don't think they're like over 20 bucks, and they've got a lot of animal heads in there. Oh. Yeah, so for anybody who's new to the channel, great to have you here, but I want to tell everybody like my size of hammer that I use. So the size of hammer that I use is a 1 3/4 pound hammer. That's what I swing every day, and I find that it works out very well for me. I used to forge with a 3 pound crosspeen from Harbor Freight, and I did that for a long time, and you know, now when I go back to that hammer, I'm like, good golly, you know. They're too young to be your apprentices. Possibly. Yep. Right now, my kids are. Yeah, that's cool. That's your favorite hammer there. It is mine, so. Yeah. So, this is my right arm, and this is my left. Can't really tell a big difference, but the right arm's definitely bigger. She said that she liked me for a long time, but I never said anything to her. You're just gonna have to start, buddy. I'm giving dating advice. By the way, my channel does it all. Yeah, 3.5 pound, that can work if that's what you like, so. I think it's so misshapen now, William Tennants. I don't know. I think it's about 2 inch. I think it was like a 2 inch diameter rawhide mallet that I use. Circumstances del Muso, you don't need flux to forge weld. Flux helps if you have, you know, if you have a little more scale on the piece than you like, you can throw that flux on there and it'll melt that off. And you know, help the pieces join together. Yeah, power hammer plans. That's the way to go. Draw up yourself some power hammer plans. If you gotta swing a 12 pounder by yourself. Robert, I just did a propane versus coal forge video, check on the channel under one of the recents. Yep, just did a video on that. So, good night, Brother Matthew. God bless you. We'll catch you on the next live stream. See what else I've got here. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh. Yeah, I'll put it out here for everybody who's on the live stream. They ain't seen that video yet. I find tooling as tools. They're tools. They're vehicles to get you where you need to go. So you have to use what is safe for you, what is locally accessible for you, what is reasonably priced for you where you're at whatever level you are at, and that is going to make the most sense as far as efficiency is concerned for what it is that you're trying to do. Other than that, it's just a tool. It's just a tool. Tool's a tool. Yeah, $20 is a great deal on on a brake drum forge or a forge. Yeah, out of barbecue parts, that's the way to do it too. That's cool. You're very welcome, Dale Musso. The steel does not have to be very hot to forge weld without flux. It has to be at a forge welding heat, and you cannot have a lot of excess oxygen in the atmosphere of the forge, because that's what causes the scale. And that's what causes burning and everything else. It's the oxygen that is in the fire. Much like a cutting torch. Well, it's good to learn both, Robert. That's for sure. Doing coal. My favorite, and I'm going to level with everybody, I am really biased. If my work went the way that I could work in coal every day, I love coal. I just do. Gas, I do find myself, I'm very, some days, it's just so much more economical, of time, the effort that I'm going to save by going into the gas forge, and the heat's not specific, and I just do a gas forge on those days. Like I said, I just pick whatever the job needs. Annealing my large copper plates, I put them in the gas forge, or I heat them with a weed burner, or whatever it takes on that. So, I wouldn't know. I don't have two women in my life, except for my mother and my wife. Not too mentally challenging there. The best way August Ash's forge, it's just practice. I got several beginning videos on that. There should be a playlist titled Beginning Blacksmithing Things. And if there's not, I'll create one just for you so you can go through those. Justin Wells, good to see you. I'm glad you just joined. So, how much did it cost to build my shop? Well, all the lumber here was sourced. I put in the labor, but my landlord actually got the materials for it. And this was all recycled from another barn. And then, the lumber is new, but I don't think he spent over $300 on the lumber at the time. He had like a bulk deal on it that he got for a whole bunch of other barn stuff that he was doing. And then, the steel was free, essentially. He had it laying around in a weed line. So we just redressed that, and then we built it. And we actually built this for a tractor that I had. I used to do some farming. And then now I don't do farming anymore. I took this over with my new shop. So, see, I'm trying to keep up with the questions here. Do you have a daughter? If so, just wait. Yep. I don't know on the crank blowers. I know there's been dicey information about the ones that are coming from India and stuff like that. They're like cast blowers. I've seen a few online. They just sound like real rattly. I didn't like those, so. That's cool. Build for shot. Oh, talking about Jessica and Olga. Yeah, it is pretty tough. Sometimes I don't know which one that I belong to during the night. Whether it's Olga or Jessica. That's funny. You don't have to keep questions just around the shop stuff. You can just ask any questions on techniques or anything. What I'm here for is just to answer anything that you guys may have had, during the week and stuff. And you feel free to chat amongst yourselves as well. Railroad track is fine for a first anvil if you're just wanting to tinker around on it. If you are going to use, and this is for a low flow 87, if you are planning on getting into it as a profession, you need to save up and buy a real anvil at it. It will just help you out immensely if you can, start where you're at and just build up from there. It can be a mild steel block. I've showed where you can do a sledgehammer in the dirt and hammer on that just to get going. So have a great night, G Long. Thank you for coming out, buddy. Yeah, Brian Neely, she'd be really, really cold to cuddle up to in the middle of the night. That 465 pounds wouldn't take long to pull the heat out of you. Shadowcaster, how much coal do you use in a year on average? I go through roughly about a ton to ton and a half of coal. That's in the forge. Yeah, you can forge handles for your blower. You just have to come up with your design. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, there is a lot of good questions out here, Mike. Billy Strong, what's that cost? Ton and a half? A ton, I think, has cost me like $220 a ton. $220 a ton, so another $110 to that, $330 a year in coal. Awesome, Justin Wells. Thank you so much. That blesses me. Very encouraging. I enjoy these live streams too. That's why we've been talking for an hour and 37 minutes. Yeah, it is cheap. The way that I get the coal that cheap is through SOFA. Once a year, they have a big coal drop, and they get like 22 or 24 tons of coal all dropped at the fairgrounds right there. And if you help shovel the coal into the buckets and you pre-order a ton, you get it for what they get it dropped for at there. And so it's kind of like a group bulk discount. One of the benefits of being a club member. But you got to help them shovel their coal into their building first. So that's a lot of work, but it's worth it. How much gas do I use? That one's a harder one to put on there. I've got several. I've got 400-pound propane cylinders. That's what they are here in the U.S. I have 4 of those, and I think I go through about 2 a month on a busy month. So it's a lot. You said you started blacksmithing as a hobby. What got you into the craft since you were before the Forged and Fire crowd? Always had a love of it ever since I was a kid. There's a place in Ohio called Carriage Hill Metro Park, and they have a blacksmith shop there, like a little historical blacksmith shop. And I was just the annoying guy that would stand there and talk to the guy for 6 hours. And then I bugged the dickens out of my wife when we first got married. I'm like, oh man, this would be great. And then that's what started it from there. Definitely long before the Forged and Fire crowd. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it, Justin Wells. Yeah, I worked iron long before it was cool. I think there's a lot of guys on here that's been doing that. So, how do you get a ton of coal home? On a trailer. Tongue in cheek, exactly. Hey, good to see you, Dan Rosewood. I understand. You got to go to bed. I'm going to do the same here after a little bit. Any tips on cold? Okay, so watch my videos on managing a coal forge. That would be tip number 1. Tip number 2 would be, yeah, take care. BC65925, sorry, don't have you on your first name basis yet. But yeah, watch my videos on managing a coal forge and give yourself time. Let the forge get hot first. You want the color of the fire to be what you want the color of the steel to be. I guess it counts. It can count there, Robert. I would suggest Justin Wells, if for a good question, if you're a beginner trying to get into this craft. Not saying you are or not. I think you're just asking an in general question. I am all about technique. If you learn the basic processes of blacksmithing, you learn the basics and you learn them well, you can create every single thing that you see any professional smith or any, you know, prima donna smith or whatever you see, your favorite blacksmith that you've ever seen. If you get good and proficient, excuse me, if you get good and proficient at the techniques that are required of a blacksmith, you can make anything. The way that this was stated to me was, yeah, the first response. Yeah, the first response is go watch a certain video. You're right, Bodie. That comes with 257 videos. I want to be as helpful as I can to the blacksmithing community. So, yep, I have to wreck a few, Graham. What are the best techniques to note early on? You know what? I think I might just do a beginning blacksmithing series on this. This would be a great one. I would love to take and help you all out with that and go over that more in depth than trying to read the live stream and stuff. Best techniques, you need to learn tapering, you need to learn punching, you need to learn upsetting and bending. And just do those 4 at first. That's going to have a lot of your stuff covered. Save forge welding for a while. Cutting is a technique. You know, cutting stuff off, hot, cold. You know, you would think that that's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes it's not. Yes, you can forge stainless and still have it stainless afterwards. The heat control is very precise on that, though. You can get it a little too hot, certain stainless steels. I'm not real up on stainless. I don't like working with the stuff myself. I would not suggest a railroad spike to practice techniques. I wouldn't. It forces you into an uncomfortable working position with tongs and having to grip around the head of a railroad spike, and it's a short piece of steel. I would suggest you just go out and buy, even if it's expensive, at a hardware store, a length of, 3/8 or 1/2 inch square bar and practice on that. Excuse me. That would be my suggestion. I mean, the option's always there. If all you have is a railroad spike to work on, then you can. But yeah, mild steel square bar or rebar. I don't like rebar as much just because it's got a pattern in it. So everything you do, you're trying to iron out that pattern. It's kind of neat for a few items, but then, it's better to get a good idea of what you're doing, with a nice, clean, square piece of mild steel that you can hold comfortably in your hand and not get burn out here on the end. That is my suggestion for that. Let's see here. Anthracite coal. So anthracite, I have never had the fortunate displeasure, in my opinion, to actually have to work with anthracite. I have seen a lot of people use anthracite. I know that's the only thing available to a lot of people in many parts of the company without a high cost. But as Shadowcaster is just pointing out, that anthracite works, but it needs more air. And in my opinion, air is your enemy on most things when you're forging. It produces extra scale, things like that. And so unless you keep a deep bed of anthracite, which most guys have shallow forges, you're going to really be pumping the oxygen onto the steel, and you're going to be scaling it all up to craziness and stuff. And I've seen that in a lot of videos, a lot of guys who are just starting out, a lot of guys who that's all they have is anthracite to work with. Their work gets really scaled up. Here. I don't have insulation in my shop. I would love it. It does not. You need a honey bun. Go get you some, Bodie. Yeah. In my shop, it gets cold. It just gets undoubtedly cold in the winter. If we have negative 30 temps here, it's like negative 40 in the shop. And I can cut the edge off, and it'll be negative 20 if I kick on the big gas forge and let all 3 burners burn. Other than that, it still stays really ice cold in the shop. It's a big metal heat sink. Brian Neely, that's a good one. Yeah, they are really good for that. The trains appreciate them. Moon Outdoors. There is somebody at Quad State. Now, SOFA doesn't officially sell coal at Quad State. They do have a lady, however, that has been bringing the same type of coal for a very long time, and she brings a whole trailer load. It's several tons, and it's all in 50-pound sacks. So that's a good resource there. Add heat bulbs. They will help. I might try that. I thought about, yeah, you're welcome, Moon Outdoors. I thought about like a big radiant heat track down through the shop. Nope, never made spurs. Not a cowboy, so not much call. And no one's asked for them, so never had to make them. So here. Wow, this is doing pretty good, guys, so we've got 36 guys here watching, and we've had 53 likes so far. I'm greatly appreciative of that. So, oh, for the 34 people right here, yes, I've made a belt buckle before, like a Viking belt buckle. Yep, Boot Country, Steve Olin. They sell them all the time. You liked 4 times cool. Infrared heat strips work great. I ought to try those out. Maybe this winter even. Somebody asked me a question here. Trying to pull it up. I live in Ohio. It's kind of southwestern Ohio, but it still gets cold. Good night, John Colley. Good to have you here. Thank you. Forging rollers. Like rolling mills? I'm not sure, Dave Davies. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You'll have to say it again. So, I've made a belt buckle. I answered that question. Oh. Can't find it. Yeah, usually it doesn't get too cold here, but I have not got the chance to use rolling mill yet. I've got a couple designs in my head kicking around for one. I hope to produce one at a later date. That would be good. I won't be working for 3 months out of the year. There you go. You're welcome, Dave. I don't know if I answered any questions, but I hope to do something on that at some point in time. I do know that they got to be framed right, and you know the pressure has to be right. Yeah, unfortunately the concrete's already been poured, so the concrete floor with radiant heat wouldn't help for me, but that would be great. That's some of the best heat you can get too, radiant. Yeah, Billy Strong, it does get cold up here. That is pretty cool. That's a cool story there, Mike. Not too many people can say that. Got married over an anvil. That's cool. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say before that. About the live stream. Oh, can't think of it now. Oh well, mind slips me. But that's okay. Cool. Heat bulbs, wood stove, and milk house heater for me. Oh, cool. Whatever you can do to keep warm, we're going to have to start thinking about that, won't we, this winter? Yeah, that's cool when you got a wife that'll play along with that. I got married in a garden on a July day in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Actually, it was Old Colorado City. And it was about 98 degrees that day. And I was wearing all black. And I waited for an hour in the sun. I was sweating in places I didn't know I had. Oh, that was my memory of my wedding. Oh. Just something to think about for all them summer people who like that sort of thing. Honey bun's very good. That's funny. You got married twice. You don't advise it, Steve Olin. That's fun. Yeah, I was dying. I stood up there, you know. I mean, of course, you walked down the aisle. It made it all better. But I was in my wedding photo. Man, my face is just beet red. I was on the verge of collapse by the time she came down the aisle. Oh. Okay. What was I going to say? Man, I keep thinking of it, and then you guys keep bringing up good questions and stuff. Oh, yeah. So, this year at Quad State, so I can go ahead and officially announce this now. It's official. So, I was awarded from the Ohio Arts Council an award. It's the Ohio Heritage Award, and they reward like 3 artisans in the whole state of Ohio. Once a year, this award, and then you have to wait like 3 or 4 years before you can ever apply for any other type of scholarships or grants or awards or things like that. And so I'll be being presented that award on Friday night's opening ceremonies at Quad State this year. So that's going to be pretty cool. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. It does mean a lot to me, the award. You know, there's a person, there's a... gosh, now I'm going to end up forgetting his name right on camera. This is what happens when you go live. There's a guy that I look up to that won it last year, and he's a very, very talented smith. Been at it a long time, like 25 or so years. And so to just even be closely valued as a guy that's been at it way longer than me, it's mind-boggling. You know, that I would be even accepted for such a thing. So, what do I get for winning? Well, I get a plaque, and then I get a big paycheck, so which is pretty awesome. I'm going to try to use it towards bettering the craft here in the shop, and I have been forging for 9 years. So, thank you, John Wood. Thank you, everybody, for your congrats. So, yeah, it came at quite a surprise. I've never really won anything that big, like an award, big stupendous thing. And so to be honored in that it's very humbling. It's very humbling for me. I do put out a lot, and that is one of the things that I'm receiving the reward for. or the award for, I should say. Mine went blank. The reason why I was doing that is because of the credentials that my wife submitted forth about all the classes and my constant effort to try to educate and be a blacksmith educator. And it's really my heart. You know, I like teaching guys. It's what I like to do. It really is. I really enjoy teaching new guys. I love seeing that fire, you know, that happens when you're first getting into smithing. It's just like, you know, moth to flame. I still get that. I still love the smell of coal smoke in the morning. Well, teach, dang it. I wish I could live off of a teacher's income. So, Corey, good to see you show up there, buddy. I would love to come to Australia someday and teach. I've never been there. I would love that. Nose is itchy. There was some copper dust floating around earlier, and I took my mask off too soon. So, sorry about that. Don't mean to keep rubbing my nose. So, yeah, I did say I was going to do a demo in this stream, but literally, I just came in the shop and just like hit go. I was running so late, so I didn't get to set anything up. So, I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping, to be honest, I'm hoping somewhere in October I can actually do like a real live stream where Jessica can help. So, all the propane fuse, stay with the coal. Yep. Unsubscribe. I'm sorry, Bodie. Have a nice life, though. Hey, Low Flow. Thanks for staying around so long. You take care too, man. So. That's awesome. I know you wouldn't leave me, Bodie. I know. You like me too much. Or maybe not. I don't know. But. Oh, man. Man, there are some real good people on here tonight. I really appreciate all of you. So, and all the congratulations and things. Oh, that brings up another point. Anybody that's wanting to meet me at Quad State, I've been put in charge of, funny enough as it is, I've been put in charge of managing the Heritage Fellowship Forge. And what that is that's for all of our past demonstrators that have demonstrated in the past at SOFA, and a lot of the old past directors and things like that. You know, guys that have been in the craft a really long time. It's kind of a free-for-all if they want to go there and they want to demonstrate whatever it is, or the way they used to do it in the old ways or the old days or things like that. My job is to make sure that they have everything they need and to manage that forge area this year. So I'll be spending most of my time there, which is a good thing, because anybody who's coming out to Quad State, you guys can meet me there. You can just ask where that's at, and then Roy's going to be pretty much heading that department up. So making sure that our older smiths, the real experienced guys, get everything they need. So, can you pay for me to fly to it? I wish I could, Graham. I wish I could pay for everybody to be there. Justin Wells, no, I did not use any plans for my belt grinder. I made that in about 6 hours. And then I waited on parts from a guy by the name of Oregon Blade Maker. He was on eBay. I'll see if Jessica could put a link in the description of this after this video is over about that, if you want to go over there and check that guy out. He sells a bunch of different, knife grinding kits and stuff. I bought the wheel kit and the platen from him. He's got several really good deals over there. Pretty economical. I wish Avocare paid me something, but they don't. Not sponsored. I just use their products a lot, so I've been on them for quite a while. About 2 years, so. Later, Billy. Good seeing you. I'll turn off the propane someday. Spend a bunch on a Mediterranean cruise. Well, just tell your wife you got to spend a bunch on Quad State. I recommend anybody who's stateside and even across the pond, Graham, if you get one chance in life to come to Quad State, you gotta. It is a great place. Oh. A 7.5 hour drive is definitely worth it. 7.5 hour drive, Bodie, is definitely worth it. It is. It'll surprise you. So, August Ash's Forge. Quad State is a yearly blacksmith gathering here at the fairgrounds in Troy, Ohio. It is the 22nd through the 24th of September. So it's coming up very soon. Yeah, I'd love for you to come spend time with me too. Yeah, 30 hours one way for you. Man, that's a haul. Oh, but it's over a weekend. It's a really great event. You know, in last year there was a turnout of almost 1,300 smiths there. There are a tailgate sales area like you wouldn't believe. It probably takes up at least 4 acres of space just to tailgate sales alone. Man, got a bug in my throat. Hold on a second, guys. Let me grab a drink of water here. There we go. Yeah. So it is a really great event for anybody who wants to, you know, come out to that. It's definitely a haul. Definitely worth it. I tried to convince a blacksmith friend. Yeah? You must not be on good terms with his wife. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like BAM. But I believe it's a bigger event. But the same concept. Yeah, not tag gate sales, tailgate sales. So it's like a giant flea market just for blacksmiths. Everything from tongs to power hammers to presses to forges of all kinds. Weird tools, odd tools, you name it. I mean, anvils. I mean, there's anvils stacked up like just in mounds. Tongs, you'll get your fill. You'll get sick of seeing tongs. I mean, there's just so many tongs. Everything from used tongs that I've seen go for $4 and $5 a pair, all the way up to brand new tongs that are $65 a pair, in 20 and all sorts of ranges. Hardy tools, fullers, hot cuts, butchers, you name it. You name it. It has it all there. Yeah, we can, Ray Andrews, we'll definitely do that. We'll try to put that in our newsletter as well. Anybody who wants to find out more about SOFA, you can go to sofablacksmiths.org and check out their website there. And, you know, and that'll help you, you know, see all their upcoming events and fees and membership and classes that I'm going to be teaching. I'll try to shout those out in a live stream when I got dates for actual classes. Well, you can always have it freighted. Put it on an ocean liner. Have an Anvil freighted. I'm sure that's cheap. You're on the website right as you said it. Cool. Yeah, Charles James, you'll have to get back. Yeah, it's a fun event. I try, you know, I go every year. I've been pretty instrumental in the last, I wouldn't say instrumental. I mean, it's not like they need me, but I was the editor of Sofa Sounds for the last 3 years. And so I was there taking pictures and writing articles and things like that with a few other people that really helped me out. A guy by the name of Raymond Devine, he really helped me out. He writes articles every year for it. real great guy. Puts those in the newsletter there. I just had to choose what I needed to do. I couldn't do the newsletter anymore. But I was asked to help this year, and so I love SOFA. They're a great club. I love what they're doing and in their mission. So I decided to help out again this year as well. I was originally going to fly low under the radar, if that's possible for Roy to do, and just camp and have a good time, but I guess this will be another working quad state for me. I look forward to it. I would say so. It's like 10 kilograms. Yeah, Bodie, you're right. I talk too much to lay low. Yeah, if you're there, look me up. I'll be at the Heritage Forge. I'll be there at the Heritage Forge running that. Might even get a chance to demonstrate a little bit. I was offered by Brian Thompson. He's SOFA's new club president. Since I've demonstrated so much and stuff, that if I wanted to jump in there and do a little demonstrating, if some of the older smiths don't feel like it at a point in time, I can do that as well. So I might just do that. I'm definitely going to bring my tools for sure. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Now I'm famous. I'm famous. Freight it by cubic feet, not weight. Know nothing about freighting across the pond. But where there's a will, there is a way. Yeah, YouTube famous is the best famous. Well, sometimes. There are some real dorks on YouTube that get famous that they should have kind of not put things online. At least I'm hopefully not one of those dorks. I will try to make a YouTube video of my time there. I was hoping to vlog it. I'll have to get permission from the club because it's a non-profit organization and they're having an event. So there's a little hokiness about rights and filming and things like that. So I'll have to take and see how that goes. Sarah. Gas and steam engines. So I've been smithing some 18 years now and still learning. Yep. Charles James, you always have to be learning. I've only been doing it 9 years. I know I'm but a young pup in the trade of blacksmithing, but you know, I like you know, I like to learn everything I can. As long as it's good, sensible information. Because I don't have enough space in this brain for bad stuff. Right. No. Do it like a family vacation. I might try doing that. Like I said, I'll have to get some permission. Like I said, they're a little leery about that. I'm not sure this year. I don't know what's went down with that, but I'll see if I can't get the permission to do that and do a little bit of a vlog while I'm there of my experience. I would love to do that. Me and my wife actually talked about that quite a bit. See if I could do that, but we'll have to see. Definitely like to bring guys along for the ride. Although I'm going to tell you, it might upset you seeing all those anvils in one spot and all the, you know, post vise and things like that. Let's see here, I don't know if I'm getting a lag now. You would cry, Bodie. Yeah, well, you better get yourself down there, pal. Only 7.5 hours away, and you can know what it's like and experience for yourself firsthand. Gotta get your parents to take you. Say, Mom, Dad, it's happening. Don't fight it. It's happening. Yeah, it might bring more. It might bring more smiths. Yeah, Quad State's been growing every year. Yeah, I do plan on hopefully I do plan on filming that, getting my award done, at least that much. I think I'm owed that. Yep, anvils are scarce as hen's teeth. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You could probably take $12 million and still not have enough to put a dent in the collection around there. But yeah, then you get there and realize you're still poor, huh? Yep, I've done that many years. So, but it's still, I mean, hey, look, I'll be there. I mean, that's value enough. 7.5-hour drive to see me. Come on. About this time, either one of my parents are going to chime in, or my buddy Corey that gets to see me all the time is going to chime in and say, "You're crazy. You're not worth 7.5-hour drive." Broke as a joke, lol. So, do you guys have any other questions about anything that I got going on? Yeah, that is weird. We'll let that one slide for right now, Bodie. We'll let you save face. So, yeah. So I think I went over everything that I needed to tell everybody about merchandise and stuff. So, see, I told you Corey is going to be on there. Turn back now. Oh, yeah. So merchandise that'll be out. Hopefully, before the end of September. I will be doing a burner build this week, forced air burner. I have not done any vids on Maker's Mark. I plan on doing that this upcoming week if I can. Yeah, I can price an Anvil out here for you for a 150 pounder. You know, they usually run right around $3 a pound. $3 and up a pound, depending on condition. So, that's about what they are. Which can get quite costly when you add that up. If you're lucky, you can find them for about $2 a pound by the end of quad state. And that's a stellar deal. I hope it won't look much like yours either. There, Mike. Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, like the West, like the Northwest and stuff. You guys get crazy prices out there. So my anvil, I drove all the way down to Georgia for my anvil, which is funny. There's a whole story to it. I sing the little song in my head every time I talk about it. Talk about the devil went down to Georgia. There's a song. You can Google it. About the devil who went down to Georgia. And anyways, there was a guy down there. He was a white supremacist. That I didn't know this before I met the guy. But I bought it on eBay. And I went all the way down. And the total cost of my anvil was about $2,800 when I bought it from him. And in total, by the time I've built a stand and the logistics of actually getting in the shop and everything else, it's been about a $3,200 experience. So that extra logistics, I didn't think about when I bought the anvil. So that actually came out a little bit extra. So I'm not sure what that was per pound that I paid for it. I believe it was a fairly good deal per pound. You know, even at $3,200, it's a 465 pound, North German anvil. So I really, it was what I was wanting. And so at that point, the price didn't matter a whole lot because my wife said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes." And then she was like, "Well, go get it." And you know what you do when she does that. You go get it. You don't delay. Oh, yeah, you just don't delay. If your wife tells you, like, "You want it? Go get it." Okay. Yes. Wife's permission is such a powerful force. Oh. I was actually the one that was like, "No, I don't know if I want that, I don't know, that's going to be expensive, it's kind of a deal, but, and then she's like, "Just buy it." Okay. I'll go get it. And we had enough money saved for it at that point in time, and we were trying to reinvest in the shop. And the deal was I had to sell off all my other anvils. Nope, can't have my soul, Gunner Grouse. Hopefully that's just a joke. Because I'm real easy about blocking people. That's spam. No, you do not have to, on Quad State, you do not have to rent a spot to sell stuff. That comes as part of the thing at the end of the, that comes as part of your entry fee to Quad State. So, and I don't know what those are. You'll have to go to the website on that, sofablacksmiths.org. Yeah, that's right, Bodie. You get them if you ain't. Oh, I don't like trolling. I didn't see all those comments, but that's one. So. Yeah, nope. Couldn't give it away even if I wanted to. Steve Olin, if you're okay with it, I'll make you a moderator too. If you plan on being at a lot of my live streams. And Brian Neely. And Shadowcaster. Hopefully Jessica is watching this. If you guys are interested. The more people we have moderating, the cleaner we keep our feed, and and we get to just talk like just talk like cool people. I mean, you used a wrench a while ago? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, because it didn't even pop up in my feed. Cool. Cool. So, yeah, I'm a pretty straightforward type of guy. I don't have to take insults from anybody, so yes, this stream has been pretty clean, and I like to keep it that way. Ryan Hildell, okay. Yeah, I'm not cool. You're funny. Oh, yeah, as many people that has a moderator. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask YouTube to change the wrenches just on our behalf. Say it offends us as blacksmiths. Well, thank you, Nathan Martin. Yeah, I like to keep the channel clean. I'm just not into stuff, Hey, for the Honor Forge, good to see you. You've missed a lot. About 2 hours and 17 minutes worth. I use both very often, Gunner. I use both gas and coal all the time. I don't say I use one more rather than the other. Oh. Stainless steel anvils. Woo! Those gotta be pretty. Yeah, maybe he's okay. We'll have to see. I think he's okay. We'll see. He's on the watch list. Oh. Yeah. This is one of those things. I wish I had moderators. I wish I had moderators on my regular YouTube channel for all the comments and all the trolling that we get on that, but it drives some people crazy if you just got the comments all the time. Do I ever use charcoal? Nope, not a lot. Not a lot. So I have used it before very extensively when I did my apprenticeship with Tom Latney, and then that was that was the most that I have done with charcoal a whole lot. So my next live stream is next Friday at 8 p.m. So next live stream will actually be a little shorter. That's funny. Oh, my next live stream is actually going to be a lot shorter because I got a demonstration the very next day, bright and early in the morning, I'm going to be demonstrating for about 250 like middle school boys and things. And they are, it's like a youth camp, and then the theme this year for them was iron sharpens iron, and so they thought, how cool would it be to have a blacksmith there? And so I'll be doing a demonstration up there. Haven't given a whole lot of thought on what I'm doing yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll pull something out fairly cool that'll keep everybody entertained. Let's see here. The week after, no live stream whatsoever. I think, well, if the week after is Quad State, that'll be Friday, so I probably won't be live streaming. So, not that Friday. I won't. I'll be at Quad State. Gunnergrass asked, "Did I ever make knives?" Well, good to have you as part of the channel, and apparently you're new. Nope, I don't make knives. There's not something I do. Yeah, a sermon on the verse of iron sharpens iron. I plan on adding that to it. I'm sure they're getting inundated with that all weekend, so. Don't ask about the knives. Oh, man. I've got that reputation for a hateful knife guy, don't I? I really don't hate knives that bad. I don't hate knives that bad. Hey, Robert. Good to see you. Good night, buddy. Thanks for being here. You've tried, Bodie. That's funny. Yep, Brian Ely, I will be having too much fun at Quad State for live streams. So, if I have enough reception, I may try to live stream the award ceremony. I might try that. I'll see if I can't get that approved. Well, that's good, Steve. Hey, we'll see you next time, Shadowcaster. God bless you. Be safe out there. Yeah, that would be awesome if I could live stream the award ceremony. I'm on pretty good terms with the club president. He might allow me to do that. We'll just have to. I'll have to see. Just have to ask. My anvil is, I believe it is all wrought iron with the steel face welded in. It's actually a composite. It's a solid forged anvil. It's not cast at all. Yeah, 7,700 subs. That is great growth. We're well on our way to 7,800. So 7,800. And right now we're looking to be at about 8,000 subs by Quad State. Actually, just a little over. We'll be almost at 9,000 subs by Quad State this year. So that's pretty awesome. The growth has been going really steady. And it's crazy to me that there's that many people that actually enjoy my videos. But it's very cool. Very, very, very cool. Bodie, 71 people. That's still a lot of people if you put them all in one room. The info for Quad State is at sofablacksmiths.org. That's where you want to go check out. Yeah, I had 2K subs. I remember that. So. I've never heard of a plan, Robin Borowski, to make a steel knife sharpener. Oh, I plan on, I'm going to be bringing a lot of batteries to Quad State. Yeah, 2K subs, that feels like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. I mean, it's really went. Sorry you can't attend, Golden Fox. You have to try, if you can. It's a great thing. Yeah, I think that is what's known as a file. Yeah. So YouTube yeah, you could still face your cast anvil. You just have to use the right filler rod when you do that, and make sure that it's heated. Let's see here. Okay. Justin Wallace, what can you make from railroad spikes? You know, railroad spikes are a gimmick. They're a gimmicky niche. That's what they are. You know, they will. You can take railroad spikes and you can incorporate them in stuff like coat racks and hangers, and you can beat mild quality blades out of them. You can make tomahawks out of them. You know, people have really went through a lot of effort to make tongs out of them, and snakes and calla lilies, and you know, you name it, whatever you can do with that mass that's there in a railroad spike. The reason why I tell people to stray away from railroad spikes themselves is because they are an awkward thing to hold for a beginner, and it just, you know, I tell people all the time, stop stealing from the railroad. You know, I just say that, you know, I say that as a jokingly, but, you know, there was a guy one time that he offered me like a whole trunk load of railroad spikes. He's like, yeah, there's a railroad track right behind my house. I get them free all the time. And I'm like, yeah, when that train derails, you know, I don't want to be anywhere part of it, you know, and those men in black suits hop out and grab you. I ain't going in the trunk of your car. I don't need no railroad spikes. So, you know, but, yeah, you know, you know, as far as the, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, but as far as them being a good source material, steel is so cheap. I just can't see using railroad spikes as an alternative. I mean, even if they're free, I think I would still like the less headache of having something on a steel bar to work with. That's why I recommend this for most projects. They're a gimmicky, like I said, they're a gimmicky item and that can sell well. You know, in some instances, people dig that. And if you do like a quick Google search of images, you'll see all sorts of things people have made out of railroad spikes, including Christmas trees. I've seen that. Yeah, that's pretty cool, G-Long. So, yeah, and I don't know anything on railroad law, you know, or anything like that. So I'm not a knowledgeable person. I know I have a few railroad spikes kicking around here somewhere, but yeah, I don't use them for anything. I mean, they're just holding down the earth right now. Have I ever used a railroad anvil? Yes, I have, and it rang like crazy. And I decided they weren't for me. I spent 4 years of my life using a Harbor Freight cast iron anvil, and you know, and it served me well for the time that I had it. Yeah, thanks, Steve Olin, for that. Yep, 3,200 all in for my anvil. The Harbor Freight anvil was a 55-pound Harbor Freight anvil. And now I actually gifted it to my brother, who just does some smithing every now and then and needs something straightened. But I about wore that little booger out. Getting the best out of them, really mount them really solidly to a good heavy stump. That would be the best that you can get out of them. Or something that's really, really down in the ground, a beam or a pylon, to give it some added mass underneath it. And they'll work fine as an anvil-shaped object for sure. Ryan Hilldale. Yeah, there are a lot of people who don't like Harbor Freight anvils, but like I said, I used one for 4 years. 4 years, so you know it worked well. So I can't tell if she likes me or not. Dang it! I told you the fix for that, Bodie. You don't have edges on your cast anvil. Yeah, that is one of those. That is one of those problems if you have that way. You know, the best way to take and do that is put your, you know, go ahead and, like I said, yeah, face it or grind it to shape if you have to. Yeah, it'd be a good one for a travel and show anvil. I mean, 55 pounds. I mean, you don't have to worry about if you turn around and somebody stole it. You can always get another one. You know, there's a lot of great uses for a Harbor Freight anvil. You know, if you just need to back up something, you know, or put it down on the floor, you can use it for that. You know, for like, you know, jumping up material. Yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for. I mean, it's a great entry-level thing. So, you know, I personally preferred it more than a railroad track. Now, that's just because of the ring. You know, of course, the cast iron anvils ain't ringing worth nothing. Oh. Yeah, crushing a car. Yeah, you do that. Steve Olin. That's great. Yeah, he might be more attractive. That's funny. That's hilarious. Boat anchor, that's another good one for a Harbor Freight anvil. You guys are good. So, well, we've been live streaming now for 2 hours and 31 minutes, and I got to get ready for SOFA tomorrow. I might try to do a little vlog tomorrow, you know, as I drive up to SOFA and just kind of show you guys around the fairgrounds a little bit, you know, just kind of point the place out so you know what it looks like up there. And, you know, try to catch up what's going on and, you know, post that video maybe on Sunday or something. So I'll see what I can do. So, good night, Mike. So, Russell Feller, let's see here. I'll have to answer that on another live stream. Sorry, pal. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. So, God bless everybody who come to the live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. You know, I greatly appreciate everybody showing up. I can't wait till next Friday. And, you know, just really can't wait. You know, you guys have been awesome. Thank you all so much for showing up. And, yeah, you know, just keep enjoying the videos I'm putting out this week. And we will catch you next time. So, good night, everybody. And we'll see you later. Thanks.